quite a few years ago, Will experienced an unplanned pregnancy with his girlfriend, and it ended in an abortion, and it racked the guy. And so he starts writing this journal, writing down his thoughts to start the healing process on his own. And you didn't know whether it was going to help or not, but it was at the time that each time you wrote, it was like a little bit of release, a little bit of closure, a little bit of safety. And so I got to meet him, and he shows me all this stuff, and I'm like, man, you've got to write this. And he's like, why? And I was like, because I think it can help two people. Number one, the one we've already found out, it helps people who've already been there, done that, and they don't know how to get out of their pain. But I think the added bonus that neither of us thought of at the time, which I see today, his book, Dearest Angel, could reach a kid who's in the middle of an unplanned pregnancy now, who can start reading it and look into, man, this is someone's story. This could eventually be my story. Have you ever thought of that?
I didn't think of it from specifically that type of angle. I always thought of it as something somebody might find after the fact. So if it can, if somebody could find it before, an unplanned pregnancy or an abortion, then that's even better. I've actually seen reactions from people that I've never seen in my life, which just blows me away. I got this email from somebody in Philadelphia that said that she took it to the gym and started bawling on the treadmill or something like that. And so I just don't even know what to say, because to me it's my journals. That's what I did. I wrote in my journals. In the beginning it was, kind of a selfish sort of cathartic experience, but over time I just kind of thought, well, if it can help one person, then, that's great.
So what else besides the woman on the treadmill? What are some other things that have been a blessing to you throughout writing this and doing this?
I mean, there was people that were there when I was going through it, like friends, family, people like that have said throughout the whole process, I can't wait to read this. I know what you went through. And then they've read it and they're either speechless for whatever reason, or it's kind of hard to explain. I've just gotten reactions from people like beyond what I would have expected.
Right.
But it's kind of cool to be able to see your published book on like Amazon or some, other outlet, even if one person sees it.
So right. That's kind of a common theme that we've got. If one person gets this, all right, what if that one person gets it? What do you hope for them?
I just hope that maybe they might come away after reading it with even, a different perspective, and one they haven't thought of before, and hopefully it will change minds. If it changes the mind of somebody who's been through what I've been through, to make them not feel so awkward or alone or sad after they've gone through it, that's great.
That's one of the things that excites me about this, Will, is both you and I have different faith walks right now. And one of the things I think that we do inside our faith walk as a Christian ministry, or a lot of Christian ministries, we close people off if they don't look, smell, and feel like we do. But you and I have had a great friendship this whole time, because I can use this in my walk, specifically with someone who's in a Christian background. I can use this as the first step with someone to walk to the next conversation. Because one of the things we've learned in ministry, if you want to work with somebody, you have to earn the right to be heard by building trusting friendships and relationships. You got to meet people where they're at, not where you want them to be. And then you got to bring forward the truth when the time is right. One of the best ways to do that is to give someone a real story of someone who's experienced that, so that someone can push the pause button on their life and go, whoa, I never thought about it that way. That leads a ministry like Guys for Life and the mentors that we train into reaching other people. When you got the pause button on, you got someone's attention. And I think a book like this, Dearest Angel, helps people do that. So, man, thanks a million for writing it.
Oh, no problem.
Any last suggestions besides telling people to buy it?
Share it with one other person. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, even one other person.
Because I saw this, my relationship with God got greater. Because I saw Him work through you. In spite of our faith walks, I saw him use you, man, in a way like he put his hand in your hand and did the writing. Has anything happened in your walk with God and in your faith through this?
Well, that's why I started the whole thing off with a 10th anniversary prayer that I wrote, you know, the day before the 10th anniversary of the abortion. And because I knew, especially, not so much during the writing, but more so like during the editing, after it had been, you know, well in the past, I knew something was guiding me to get that done. Not just for me to put, you know, to put it in a cohesive body of work, but to be out there for, you know, one other person.
Where do you see something like this going? Is there something following up this, or any plans that you have past writing this?
I don't have any writing plans currently, but I'm kind of letting it take its own flight. You know, in the prayer, I basically say that you know, I've closed this chapter and I'm putting this, you know, as I'm talking to God, I'm putting this in His hands. You know, He's the best distributor there can be in order to get this in the hands of people who need it. So, you know, Amazon, all the wholesale distributors, they can go so far, but if it's going to reach the right people, then it's going to have to be by the hand of Him. So.
Cool. Thanks for your time, man.